is it gonna be? You already know due to the thumbnail. It's going to be the Spire. Now, I wanted to do this map tour in Invasion game just with myself, but I found out that you can't put an infinite time on it, so I think we are just going to... Oh, wait. Unless you can do invasion. Oh, interesting. Oh, no. No, the settings would be the same. Spire, because if we go to general settings, number of rounds, sudden death, respawn settings, wait. I don't see it. Yeah, I think we'll just do Slayer. And I will try my best to remember what, I'm losing track here. Slayer, team play, yes, with general settings. We'll do infinite, no limit, and yes. Yeah, we'll just go right into it. Now, there's gonna be like weapons on the map that are adjusted for Slayer, but I know that Invasion, there's not a lot of vehicles and maps. Well, there's vehicles, but we'll choose sprint, by the way. Right off the bat, we spawn here. I'm just gonna quickly run over to where the red team would spawn, and that's way off in the other map. Now, this map is practically two separate maps, and we're going to go through it together like it's an invasion game type and not a Slayer game type, because this map is made for invasion. If you are just playing a normal big team battle like Slayer, this is not a great map in my opinion. That being said, when you're playing invasion, this is one of the best in maps for a big team battle. Now, where I am is the middle section spawn. So we're just like, this is where the red team would spawn when you're Spartans. So there's the middle section here, and then there's another spawn over here, which is the right side spawn, and then we'll just take in the scenery. A lot of openness to this side of the map. See where those huge rock structures are? There would be a shield barrier in between that one, and off to the side over there. And the objective is to get up to that Covenant Tower, and that, there should be one over there. Can't really see it, but I'll show you in a sec. And then you have to put the barrier down and head towards the big Spire Tower. So that is the middle section spawn, and then there's also a spawn right here for the Spartans. They will either spawn, yeah, I think they spawn like right here on the left side. This needle rifle here, okay, we'll pick it up. Needle rifle's cool. I guess it's a good, lucky spawn area if you're playing Spire, but we're not going to get into why that's placed there, because we're going to review it like a invasion map. And so when you spawn, there are no weapons on this side. There are a few weapons, I'm pretty sure, up ahead for the elites, but that's because they are defending. But the Spartans will spawn with assault rifle and pistol, and they have to work their way up and progress through the game in order to get better weapons. Same with the elites. So I think we are going to start out, let's start out on the left spawn. So let's say that we spawn here. There's this little nook over here that I'm pretty sure is also a spawning part. place. They have like little spots like this that are completely obstructed by view due to, like, I don't know, in case there's like spawn killing, you know. There's always like a safer spot to spawn. And yeah, right from the bat, spawning, there's lots of cover and whatnot. When Invasion first came out, you would, there used to be two loadouts. There'd be the, I forget the first one, I forget what it was called, but there was the Marksman, which allowed you to spawn with a precision weapon. But the Marksman for Spartans was way too overpowered. The DMR is way better than the needle rifle, and so they took that away. But back to the map. We have a lot to explore, so we could either go right and go to the middle section, or go left. And if you spawn on the left side of the map, most likely you're going to go to the left. So we go to the left. And now you can go through the cave or the cliff side. I usually take the cliff side because you tend to have a better angle. And I think when, like, they're going to know that some people end up coming this way. And I feel like this angle is hard to hit when you have explosives. So, like, if you're coming up through the cave, it's easy to predict when they're coming around. And so you could easily throw, see how it's got this, like, area, a grenade here, and, you know, yeah, just, it's dangerous. Cave is a lot more dangerous than this cliffside. And then from here, when you're the Spartans, you want to get up to the objective right there. That is one of two objectives, and you only need one objective. Now, in Invasion, there is a plasma turret spawning right there. So that's also dangerous. Usually the other team ends up ripping off the turret and using it to their advantage. But yeah, this is actually, I want to say, my least favorite objective. I think the other one, out of experience and years of playing, I have more luck defending the other one than this one. Mainly because of the way they spawn the elites up there. But yeah, so when you come up to this side, you can either go long, so you get some cover here, or you can go straight up. Now, it's cool that it's set up as, like, they have the high ground, so I know that on this side, I'm pretty sure. Okay, this needle rifle here, I am pretty sure there's a needle rifle that spawns in Invasion, giving them a chance to, you know, attack the Spartans from a higher point. But yeah, so you want to be at this objective, and I think it takes like 20 seconds or something, and then the shields will fall, and then that's the first objective. Now we're going to backtrack, and there's other ways to get up there. Where did we come through? We're just gonna go back to the cave. This is gonna be a long video, I can tell you that. So from here, from the left spawn, let's say we spawned in the middle. Now, middle spawn is okay. Again, there's another needle rifle here. That is not in Invasion. Spartans do not start out with a precision weapon. So spawning in the middle here, you can either go up through the middle, or you go left or right. Now for the Spartans in Invasion, it is a lot more strategic to either stick to a left or right, like, direction. You are, as much cover as you get through the middle, you are very vulnerable, and going up to the middle is just, it's just harder to get to either objective A or objective B. So my favorite route is when you spawn on the right side. We will go up the middle and we will dissect the middle, but we're gonna go through. I like the waterfall, very pretty. Halo Reach is just very, very pretty. So this is the right side spawn, and usually we're gonna hug the right. I always end up going this way towards this needle rifle, which is not in Invasion. It's just there for the Slayer game type, and you can either go up the path, which is very dangerous. The opposite team is always going to be on the high grounds, shooting from above, and right there where I'm pointing is another plasma turret. They have a plasma turret on either side, and they have a plasma turret in the middle. Usually what you do is, if you're very strategic, you have someone with a magnum shooting them and suppressing fire while you go up, and you can run through these pipes. You get stuck here, so you have to crouch. I'm not sure if that was actually intended, but I always loved that. And then sticking to the right already leads you. See, you're already having so much cover. You can practically get, so like, look how close we are to the objective without fully even revealing ourselves. You can even just like crawl all the way through the pipes. That being said, the enemy does expect that, so having multiple distractions from other people is nice. You can even go behind enemy lines. This does not happen often, but it is pretty effective when you intend to go behind enemy lines. They usually don't expect that. There's been some times where I will go up from behind, and the opposite team is just looking forward. This needle rifle, I'm pretty sure, does spawn here, or my memory is so, it's been a long time. There is a needle rifle here for sure for this team. But yeah, it's nice to, what was I talking about? Behind enemy lines. It's somewhat effective, but the reason why I like this side the most is that it feels, it's faster to get to the objective because of this right here. So even though I said the right side is the safest to go, a lot of the times you want to go to the, well, okay, I'm just saying my path. I usually end up going to the right, and then when I don't see them, I always head to this nook right here. Check this out. Oh, wait. This is embarrassing. Wait. There you go. See, you're already up there. Now, this ledge is not actually meant for you to get up to, but obviously with crouch jumping, you can do that. And then we also used to have, like, if you wanted multiple people to get up here at once, we used to have this system where someone would stand right there and jump on the heads. Anyways, yeah, that was a lot of fun. So that is the right side of the map. Definitely the better side for attacking the objective. Actually, yeah, we're gonna go back to the middle. Now, let's say you wanted to go through the middle section. First off, running to the middle is very vulnerable, and they definitely expect they have all line of sight. Like side A and side B will have a line of sight of you. Pretty much as soon as you spawn, you want to pick a direction where you don't want to be seen which direction you're going. So oftentimes, if say if you're an elite and you're looking off from the ledge or some ledge, like if you saw Spartan in the middle, chances are the Spartan is not going to go up the middle. If they do, then they know where they're going, but the Spartan will choose a direction, but that tells the enemy team like which side they're going to be attacked from. So if you're spawning on left or right, it's best to like pick that direction. If you're spawning on left, even though I like the right side more, I'm usually going to go up to the left side because they won't know. Well, they can predict it, but they don't have that line of sight exactly, like which side they're going to get attacked, if that makes sense. This Banshee's not here. Forget it. Not in invasion. But we're gonna go up through the middle, and I'm seeing this rocket launcher here. I always thought that there was a rocket launcher here, but I never went to it. But I recently went through this map a little bit, I think like a week ago, and this is not in invasion. This rocket launcher is not here in invasion, which makes a lot of sense. Having a power weapon in this early of the map, in the first side of the map, that's a no-go. But yeah, you can go up to the middle, lots of different paths. It's very, I don't know, it's not very effective, I don't think. But yeah, that's not a very good jump either. There's a lot of crouch jumping involved and have to get up to here. And then if you wanted to go to the left side while going up to the middle, you have to go through the main road, which is vulnerable, or through the cave, and the enemy team is always going through this cave. That being said, when you're on this side, let's say you're on this side, you have 3 ways you spawn. You spawn in the middle here, which is, I like this spawn, because then you get to choose which side you want. You either spawn over here, let me show, up on this ridge. Oh boy, here we go. Oh gosh, come on, up here, which this is where the shield would be. So that's one spawn, and another spawn is on another ledge on this side. We're just gonna walk to it. We're not even going to sprint because we want to enjoy this map. This is a nice little cave to the other objective. Yes, and then here's the other spawn. You spawn up here. We'll have to go around. What makes this side very difficult is that oftentimes the elites, when they spawn right here and they have clear sight of the objective already, so they're able to either nade you or they can push very easily. And also you have to protect, when you're here, you have to also make sure about this cave too. It's a easy access for them to get to. And the reason why I like this objective more is that you can be in the objective and it's hard for them to get a line of sight of you, and you can also fake them out easily too. You have a lot more working space. So I know a trick is to be here, assuming that they spawn up there. They're gonna come from that way or that way, and you just hop up the rock. Obviously I'm failing here. Please. Okay, well, I used to do it. I swear I used to do this. You hop onto the rock. Okay, you know what, we're not gonna hop onto the rock, but I remember being on the rock. That's fine. But you know what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of maneuverability here. And yeah, that is practically this side of the map. It's hard to get every nook and cranny, but there is a lot to work with. And this side is, if this was this whole side can be a map on its own, which is not bad. But we're getting to the prime jewel, which is the Spire. This is what makes this map worth it. There is just something about having to get to a top of a huge tower where the objective is that makes it so much fun. And there's so many ways of getting up there too and getting down. It's incredible. I love this map to death. So we got the objectives down. Now you get to choose which way you want to go from here. So here we're on the, like, I guess the navigation thing is calling it the Ridge Road. And it's kind of, yeah, it's like from here, it's a very circular map now. This is where all the fighting ends up happening. There is no activity on that side of the map ever. When you get to the third phase, which that was phase 1, the tower has 2 phases, one on the bottom and then one that's at the very top. Once we get to the third phase, you get vehicles spawning at the end there, so there is some benefit to spawning way back at the beginning, but it's not really done very much. So from here, let's choose either up the middle, to left, or right. We will go left. We will go left to this big, should, like, in the campaign, this kind of structure would have a cannon on the top, but this doesn't. I think that thing even says, wait, it says BFG. Oh, big, effing gun. That's probably what. But up on this ridge, during the second phase, this is where, oh right, we're in Slayer, but I do know that a rocket launcher spawns right here. So the Spartans have access to a power weapon, and then not right away, but a sniper will spawn in the middle section, and then a shotgun spawns on the right section. And from this point on in Invasion, you do get the marksman ability. So, yeah, so now you will have precision. So from here, you got this little tower to go into, hide. It doesn't serve much purpose other than just a big angle. This gun is not in the Invasion. It's not spawned here. It doesn't spawn here in the map. We're gonna take it though. It's cool looking. And I'm pretty sure that ghost does not spawn there yet either. This cannon man will spawn once we get to the third phase. But, and it is one way of getting up to the Spire very fast and easily. And then, which does serve a purpose for this tower. So right now, this tower is not really an ideal, like, position you want to be in. Even though you have a lot of range and sight, as the Spartans, you're the team that wants to rush. So maybe if you grabbed a sniper in the middle section and went to this tower, that would be a good angle. But even so, you don't really get a good angle on the objectives. Actually, that objective you might. That's not bad, actually. From here, we're gonna go back. This warthog doesn't spawn here either in Invasion. We're gonna go back to the middle, and we're gonna go to the right side. The sniper would spawn right here on the ridge, and right away this would be an ideal sniper spot. Very nice, very maneuverable. Like, if you get someone creeps up on you, you have exit points everywhere. You can improvise very well. But say we want to go down to the right. The right is not a bad path. Although, because you're rushing, a lot of people tend to just go through the middle. Especially if you just got the objective and you're not giving the opposite team time to spawn. It's very ideal to just rush it. Right here is where a shotgun would spawn in Invasion. And it's an alright spot for a shotgun, considering that you can grab it and you have, close quarter pathways to take, which would actually be a very good pathway to take if you wanted to catch the enemy off guard, because over here is where these are some elite spawns. There's a spawn here for elites, and I they spawn on the opposite side for elites. And I think, I could be wrong, but there might be a spawn over there. So there's 3 spawns once again. And yeah, this is one path. And then we're gonna go up through the middle though. Pretty sure that mongoose isn't there. I would need to refresh myself with where everything actually spawns. Oh, we're gonna pick this up. This was my favorite gun in the game. It's the only game that it is in. I'm not gonna count Halo 5 because they added that as just a Warzone gun that you had to get through Warzone packs, which is really good though. I love the reticle. So cool. Anyways, the most ideal thing to do, really, that is not there, by the way, the fuel rod, is just kind of go up to the middle, because when you go down from the ridge, you already have the same like choices to make, just with more cover. So you can take left or take right towards the shotgun, and it's easy access. It does not take long to get to underneath the Spire area. And even over here, if you went left, you have, although you would have to cross the road, but you can even kind of just weave yourself in and out of these rocks, these nooks and crannies. And I can't wait to get to the Spire. This actually looks like a spawn area, but I don't think it is. Interesting. We are going to take the route over here. That is not there in Invasion either. Most odd gun in Halo, I think. I'm not sure if I liked it or not. The focus rifle. Let's pick it up. Let's pick it up. It replaced the beam rifle in this game, but it's like a long beam that you have to hold down on the enemy and kill them. But it's considered a power weapon, but it doesn't feel like a power weapon, you know? It kind of feels like it does the same amount of damage as a Sentinel beam back in like Halo 3. I don't know. It's odd. Very odd. So, usually on maps I like to, give you directions of where we're gonna go. But it's very open area. You can already get like an idea of like what you would do, really. So we're just gonna go around the Spire and just explore all the, spots. This is the end game area. When you take the objective, you will have to take an objective core that slows you down while carrying, puts you in the third person, to this spot right here where a pelican will spawn. And it's the funnest objective in all of Invasion. And we'll get back to it probably in a sec. And then if we keep going around the circle, we're about to get to where one of the power weapons actually is. Another one, that is. And which is odd because this Spartan side has a rocket launcher, a sniper, and a shotgun spawning. And this side has only 2 power weapons spawning for the elites. This is another elite spawn. I think this little nook right here is a spawn. And then I'm pretty sure up here is a spawn. Now we're just going to try to get up onto the ledge. I'm not even going to bother. I've quite embarrassed myself with that other rock jump I was trying to do earlier. But yeah, this is also another spawn. You can tell by the way the rocks are and how the cover is. And I'm pretty sure that right here, I think it's right here. It's either right here or like right here. You get the plasma launcher, which shoots the plasma grenades. This is actually a good map for the plasma launcher. I remember saying that the plasma launcher is not very good on Boardwalk. in like a small map PvP, I don't think plasma launcher is really good. But at this point in the game, you have a lot of open space and objective points where people will have to like stay still on. Not like stay still, but like hide out in. And plasma launcher from this kind of distance is really good, especially when there's vehicles and whatnot. There is like if like a warthog were to come from this direction and come towards you, if you charged up the plasma launcher, chances are you're going to hit it. There's not a lot of maneuverability for the warthog to like weave into something and completely avoid it. And then over here we're going to go to, I always like this spawn for the elites. This is another spawn for the elites. You can either choose to go this way down towards where the Banshee is, or over here where the the plasma launcher spawns. Very good like ridge for for a marksman. And yeah, and then so right here there's another man cannon here that we will not be taking because it has not spawned yet in Invasion. But right here is, this is where the Banshee would spawn in Phase 3. And right beside it is where the focus rifle spawns, which counteracts the sniper rifle. So sniper rifle spawns over there on the ridge, and focus rifle spawns right here on this ledge. Both are somewhat good sniping spots, but considering how much better the sniper rifle is, it's just like sniper rifle versus focus rifle. Sniper is gonna win every time. And then yeah, there's a little platform here. There's a section up there that you can get to. I know a lot of maps. Oh, that's odd. The sniper gets put right here in Slayer. That's cool. That's actually kind of cool. Not a bad spot, to be honest. Yeah, just a little platform. So we've completely done a full circle around the Spire. Now we are going to go under the Spire. Going under the Spire is fun. First off, you get 2 grav lifts that are in Phase 2 and Phase 3. But what makes these, like, what's fun is that the grav lifts are less powerful in Phase 2, so they don't actually take you up to the top of the tower. In Phase 2, it only takes you up to the top section of the bottom ground here. We're not going to take it because in Slayer it takes you right to the top right away. So we're going to go around. There are going to be 2 entrances. There is going to be this, what direction are we? So if we spawn, and we were, so yeah, the west side of the Spire, and then like the southeast side, it has also another opening. So we go up these openings. This plasma pistol's not here. And right away, as you can see, that's where the bottom area was, where you can go under. This is another entry point where you can get to the top level of the ground spot of the Spire right away. Or you can go left or right, and it takes you to the deck spots. What does the navigation call it? Oh, it just calls it all lower Spire. Okay. But yeah, see how this side also has an opening, and also has an opening to the grav lift. So there's this section up here that goes all the way around. And so you have objective A on this side, and as you keep on going around, I think there is, okay, I know in campaign there is a shade turret here, but no, I don't think, I can't remember. I just remember in campaign there's a shade turret right here. I don't think there's shade turrets in multiplayer, I can't remember. Anyways, this is objective B, and like the other objectives, you just gotta be close into it, and it's just this room. So a lot of times, when you're the Spartans, it's smart to just go into this room and just hide in a corner, because a lot of times grenades are going to get wobbed into here, which makes the plasma launcher, what I was saying before, really effective from a distance, because you just shoot plasma grenades into the objective, and even though you're crouched, chances are you're going to get hit a little bit from the radius. And, you know, little damage is better than no damage. So yeah, and then the only way up in the second phase of this game type is really easy to get up to up there. I don't know what to call it. The mid section of the Spire, I guess. If this is the lower section, then there's the mid section. I wonder if I can. No. Okay, wait. I have an idea. Because it's just gonna shoot me all the way to the top. Because we're not on an infection game type. We are just going to. There we go. Because there's no walking platform to that middle section. Let me just, get into this Falcon. And we're going to get up to this middle section. So, yeah. This is where a lot of skirmishes end up happening, because everyone is trying, like, the graph lifts that bring you up into this middle section is like one of the more effective ways and fastest ways of getting into the Spire without, like, being shot at. So if you went into the very bottom underneath, you can get up here. If you went in from either openings, you can get up here. And what's fun is that they always shoot you up onto this little section right here in the middle. And then, so oftentimes, you're gonna have two people hit it at the same time, and it's very fun when they're both on opposite sides of the team. And they can, they just have a little air battle moment right there. It's very fun. Also, whipping grenades into this thing. Yeah, there it goes. That's also a lot of fun. That is something that everyone ends up doing from a distance when they see this. So in phase 2, it ends up going up and lands right here. And the amount of times that you can get a kill from that, or, a betrayal from that, is more likely than you think. Very fun, very fun. Especially when it goes all the way up to the top. I'm just gonna take a sip of my coffee real quick. One sec. Now, that concludes almost all of. There's a cool platform up there. That is what I like to call for jetpack. It's like a jetpack area. I feel like this game does reward players who choose jetpack at spawn. I never choose jetpack. Jetpack is I think I would rather take armor lock over jetpack. And I don't like armor lock. And I don't really like jetpack. I will always choose sprint. If I want to do something else and be a little silly with it, I'll choose the hologram. Hologram is very funny and very fun, and you'd be surprised of how many people still get fooled by it to this day. But yeah, that is just like one of the only ways to get up there is with a jetpack. So if you took the sniper and went up there with a jetpack, very, very effective. But yeah, that is it. We are about to go into the Spire. And so, once you get the objective, at least one of them, you get these cannon men spawning as well, and these lifts become, like, third tier more powerful. So you get a cannon lift right there, and a cannon lift right there, and a cannon lift right there. I think there's only 3 on the outside, which I've always thought that it would have been more fair to have maybe one more on this side, seems like the Spartans have like more options, you know. But yeah. However, that being said, I'm pretty sure elites can spawn up on the Spire, so I guess it ends up working out. Let's go all the way to the bottom, and like I'll show you, like even if going through the bottom, it brings you all the way to the top. And you get pushed up on here, and just like the middle section down there, a lot of people like to throw grenades in these lifts, and it all ends up on this exact spot. So yeah, the amount of kills you get and betrayals is more likely than you think. Yeah, from here, there is, I think, hold on, wait. Hey, put me back on there. Yes, no, wait. Okay, in campaign, I know for sure that there is a shield right here, so you can't skip this area, but I'm pretty sure you can also just go right to the objective. Also, I just want to point out, I'm almost certain that there are parts in the map that take advantage of the size of the Spartan players and the size of the elite players. Now, right here, you can see that I can't make the jump even when I'm doing a crouch jump, but I'm almost certain that the elites with their model, they are able to hit slightly higher like heights with a crouch jump, and I'm pretty sure that they can actually make this jump just by standing right here. That being said, most people will just go around, and so you can go left, right, or you can even go outside. And when you go outside, you can go left, right, you can even go down. We will get to that in a moment. But the objective, we're going to take this left side, and it's just like a circle up here. It's like a tiny little map. And this little part of the map is where most of the action happens. I think it's just so natural for players to want to go to the highest ground possible. And I always loved that about Halo maps, which is something that I actually want to talk about, because I want to look at a fan-hated map sometime, which is Snowbound, because that has the opposite effect. And I think Snowbound that map is better than you think. But we will not talk about that. We're talking about the Spire. Spire, baby. This is where the objective is. It would have a core, and most of the times you can either, when you grab it, left, right, or you go right through the shield. This shield is a shield that you can go right through. Yeah. Who would have thought? These kind of shields you cannot shoot through though. And also this side, you cannot go back through the shield. This shield pushes you out this way, and there's no way of going back. So when you have the objective, most of the time you just want to throw it off the edge. I'm just going to do a quick walk around and show you how much ground you can cover from being here up on the Spire. So when you have a precision weapon or sniper weapon, you can see how powerful this Spire is. And you can understand why it needs more spots of entry to get up here. And the safest way down, or I would say pretty much the only way down for all players who don't have a jetpack. There's another benefit of having a jetpack is this map. There are these orange, they're kind of like gravity manipulators or something. I don't really know, but they are the fastest way down, and you have to just aim for them. I really hope I get it. Yep, it pushes you up, and then you come back down safely. We took a little bit of damage, but that is okay. we're going to get back up there through this cannon in the what the map calls BFG section. So odd. But yeah, here we go. See, it shoots you all the way to the top. And when you have a jetpack, or if you hit the speed quite right, you can actually get to the top section of there too. Which I think, let's try. We're gonna do one attempt. One attempt. In fact, maybe we'll try on that grab lift. Oof. Ouchie. Let's try this grab lift. I don't think this one hits it very well. But you can see, yeah, there's a section up there. And when you're up there, you get to look down below. And you would think that it's an area that you're not supposed to be in the map, but it's just like I said, it's an area that rewards jetpack players. And you have a lot of good advantage spots from up there. A lot of times when you're up here, you don't expect people to be up there. And yeah, so let's say we grab the objective and we jump down. It's always smart to see how it's a one-way shield. Yeah. It's always smart to throw down the objective and jump into these platform things. The amount of times you would see like a team jump off these, and like you'll see like 3 or 2 of the players like make it, and then like with the one odd guy will just hit the ground flat on their face. And then yeah, you end up going to you bring it over here, which is very slow, and you think it'd be simple, but when you drop the core, it definitely bounces and goes in a direction that you probably don't want it to go in. And then you bring it to this platform and you win as a Spartans. And I just want to point out before we end this video, this is one of the funniest jumps, and this is one jump that benefits elites. This is, I don't think this was intentional, but if it was intentional, it's genius. Say if the core is really close to the objective, elites have to go to the core and return it, right? So like this jump right here, a Spartan can't make this jump. And then a lot of times there's a slippery slope right here. You might even fall. Let's try a running jump. Nope. See, the amount of times I've seen Spartan players fall on that ledge is a lot. I've seen a lot of people fall there. Okay, so we have spawned back at the beginning. Oh boy, oh boy. Let's fly around. Let's go back to where we came from. Very pretty map. But like I said, a Spartan character, however, oh no, oopsie, oof, don't tell anyone, but a Spartan player can't necessarily make that jump, but the elite model, I know for a fact you can get up there. So it's like, on the defensive side, this is actually, it benefits the elites of trying to get into, even though it doesn't take a lot of time to walk around, that helps so much and is able to cut off the enemy a lot. And I feel like people are not actually aware of that. Yeah, I don't know, that is all I have to really say, really. Gosh, I have had so many memories of this map. I think one of the fondest memories I've ever had was we were losing, and I think we had like near seconds of like losing to the other team, and we actually got the core down here in overtime because so like we didn't end up winning. We tied the game, but the opposite side, the elites, they kind of just like gave up in the sense that like there's no way the opposite team is going to get the core down to the bottom, because for one, you would have to drop the core, and it would like you don't have time to like. I'm just gonna take a sip of my coffee. Sorry. Something in my throat. Ugh. But and then so like when we got out there, we just so happened to have one of my friends had a Falcon, and like drove underneath the Spire, and we all hopped into the Falcon, and our friend who had the core didn't let go of the core and jumped on top of the Falcon, and we slowly floated to the objective, and it was like we were all silent, like we were not talking. The fact that we like did it, we collaborated and did this like genius maneuver of teamwork is so mind-boggling to me today. Like I can't believe we like thought of doing that on the spot, but when it happened, we like were absolutely silent, and like I'm gonna show you how fast the Falcon can move, but we were moving so slow because one, like we didn't want him to fall off the Falcon. So like you can easily jump on top of the Falcon, easily jump. There we go. So like, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. So you can jump on the Falcon. No, we're gonna just drive the Falcon. So what happened? Gosh, I'm just so bad at jumping, I guess. He came about to this level here, and our friend hopped on the top, and then like at like probably like this speed, we slowly fell down towards the objective, and like none of the other teammates, like other players, like realized we were doing this, the other team. And then right when we hit there, that's when the entire team, like about halfway or something, they noticed what we were doing, and they all like converged onto our location. And as soon as we got the objective and won the game, there was a Banshee bomb, a fuel rod, and like multiple grenades pre-thrown to the spot, and like all of us died immediately, but we got the objective, and we were laughing so hard. I for one was crying. I was just like, that was probably one of the best Halo Reach moments I've ever had in my life, and it was so much fun. But yeah, this is the Spire. We'll do a little fly around. Actually not, we'll go to the top, just so that you can see it. Maybe we'll go to some high spots, so just to show off the map. Okay, we're not gonna land, or can we land? Yeah, sure, we can land. We can get through here. See how you can look down? Especially if you have like a power weapon, you know, just say this is a plasma grenade. Easy kill when someone comes up through here. And you can also, you know, look down and shoot the players that are on the sides here. You get so much cover if you have a jetpack. Like, this spot is very overpowered if you have the ammo and the guns for it. Let's see what else we can find. There's a lot of hidden walls. Oof. This is not a spot you can go to as soon as we go over here, I'm pretty sure. Wait, what? No way. Well, this spot right here. Nope. That is an invisible wall. That's a shame. That's a real shame. But, yeah. We'll just fly around. Oh, I'll show you this little ledge up here. No, don't turn it off that way. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Well, it's got, yeah, there's a little platform up here. Or down here, I should say. There's pipes. And then there's a little Yes, there we go. And then there are some spots that the game definitely thinks are like not allowed, and which would be up on this rock right here. What? There's no way. Wait, what? Really? You're allowed to be up on this rock? Hold on. Oh wow, you can be up on this rock. This map is very beneficial to jetpack players. Very interesting. I guess you can go up on that rock too. Let's oh no. Oh, my ride. Oops. Get back here. Stop flipping. Please. Yeah, I guess you can get up on this rock here. You know what? Now that I remember it, yeah, I think I do remember people being up on these rocks. If you can get up here somehow early game, it definitely helps a lot, especially if you have a precision weapon. And I guess that's all of the map. This one's a bit different. This one definitely was long. I'm not sure if we got every nook and cranny. But, yeah. I think, I probably won't do a map tour of other invasion maps. I only want to do this one, because this one is just, like, it's one of Halo Reach's most important maps. The Spire itself is just amazing. Yeah, I feel bad for whoever has not experienced a multiplayer game on this map, because it is seriously so much fun. And, I think that will be a thumbnail. That'd be good. Not bad. But, yeah. What else is there to say? Usually I do like talking about, weapon placements, whether that... Where'd my helicopter go? It's gone. Well, okay, it's gone. That's fine. But, yeah, in Invasion, there isn't really any, weapon placements. And, that's because they rely on the loadout system that Halo Reach tried to, implement on. They did, but, like, I don't think it was very liked. I definitely was not the biggest fan of it, considering that, like, I feel like if there's an option to be more mobile, like a sprint in a game, I choose that over anything. Like, having the option to get to a point A and point B as fast as you can without getting, well, like, you know, increases the amount of, what am I trying to say? The less damage you can take in this game, the better. Because jetpack makes you a target. And then all the other abilities, like, when you take them, you just don't have sprint. Sprint is honestly, like, the best ability in this game, hands down. And then from there, Halo just decided to leave sprint in as just a passive thing. And I have to say, though, Halo Infinite, I think, does sprint the best. It only increases your speed, like, ever so slightly, and it doesn't, like, you know, it doesn't, like, you can shoot and, like, come out of sprint immediately, and then you can also just choose to, like, walk around, and it's almost, like, it's close to the same speed as sprint. It's very cool. In that case, I almost kind of wish that, Halo would just be like, you know, how, like, Doom and Doom Eternal does their movement. Just like how, like, it doesn't need sprint. I just don't think a Halo game needs sprint these days. I'm going off topic. Yeah. If I played this map more in, like, Slayer and, like, other game types, maybe I would have talked about the weapon placements. But I decided not to, because this map was designed for invasion. So I feel like when you see a weapon placed somewhere, it's just, there's not a lot of thought into why it was put there. It's only like the rocket launcher right there. You can argue it's somewhere there. I think you might be able to see it. It's somewhere in the middle. You can argue like, oh yeah, typical Bungie move. Is that it right there? Well, they have a sniper right there. That's so weird. There's a sniper there and a rocket launcher somewhere there. You can argue that like that's a classic Bungie move, putting it in the center of a map, but like this side of the map, if you're playing Slayer, this is not where the action is. Everyone ends up going over here. They just put those there to like spread out the gameplay throughout this map. I think any other game type doesn't really work on this map, just only Invasion works. If they had this map split into two, like if they left the shields up and called this section, I don't know, like Canyon, and then this section Spire, like it could have been two completely separate maps, and that could have worked in Slayer, I think. But no, nonetheless, so I decided not to talk too much about weapon placements. Yeah, except for the few, like the sniper here, the shotgun over there, the rocket launcher over here, the focus rifle over there, beside where the Banshee would spawn in Invasion, and the plasma cannon that would spawn over there on the ridge. Those are the only, I'm pretty sure, you're allowed to correct me, please correct me if I'm wrong. Those are the only actual map spawning weapons in the Spire when you're playing Invasion. And I better end this video now. It's very long. Otherwise I'm just gonna keep on ranting about random stuff. I feel like I'm going to look at something and just start ranting about it. Like I'm looking at these like, whoa. Are those like missiles? What the heck? What is that? Is that like... Oh, I guess there's like a... In the campaign, there's like a battle out there or something, and I would believe that there's like... Those might be missiles. Interesting. That's cool. What was I talking about? Oh my god, I was talking about being distracted. Ugh, okay. I hope you guys liked this video. I love making these. It's just a blast from the past, and yeah. I hope you have a good night or a good day, depending on what the time is. And